We can see that as well confirmed by what happened to the NATO expansion. So in fact, Putin was concerned about NATO coming too close to his borders, and that was one of his motivation behind the attack on Ukraine. And on the other hand, this act provoked the opposite effect. And so in a sense now, with Finland and Sweden joining, NATO has been expanding, and that is because the direct neighbors of Russia, such as Finland and very close Sweden, they feel threatened by what happened to Ukraine, and it's only natural for them, being a much smaller country, to look for protection in a big political and military alliance such as NATO. And so what we capture is mostly in the sphere of economics and economic integration, but it also extends to political union and to military defense, which people now realize it's very important to have it in order not to be attacked as Ukraine was.
Yeah, it is interesting to when you think about, well, not that anyone can definitely say what the motivations were for the creation or the initiation of the conflict, but one of those big reasons is obviously NATO and those borders of NATO coming nearer and nearer to Russia. And particularly with Finland, I think, as an example, who quite, literally has a very long border with Russia that has extensive influence over the Baltic Sea.
Something like 1,300 kilometers, I think, is the border between Finland and
indeed, and
Russia.
A border as well that is, it's not like it's roads, and that there are obviously infrastructure there, but it's vast wilderness that Finland has a lot of experience in, as well as Sweden, obviously, in those climates and those borders as well.
Lakes and forests.
Absolutely, and quite frankly as well, St. Petersburg, which is believe the second largest city in Russia, miles essentially from that border as well. It's interesting to see how that's really shaking out in terms of the political economy of Europe, and if that was their intent to keep NATO at bay, and how it sort of reversed around on them.